Hi, Switchy back with the third Let's Play of A-Train 9. The first two on just how you fix the first one was how you fix the game. Second one was getting this tiny little starter station and network set up. We've got a factory over there at the end of this line, and this train's going backwards and forwards, gradually filling this warehouse here, this depot here. Now, if you use one of the pre-built games, there are already towns and things in place, and you can just start adapting and doing things however you like. I've decided to do this almost with a blank canvas to begin with. So you need to stimulate some growth in this new little borough we've started here. And the way you do that is to build a bit of infrastructure and to invest some of your money, some of which you may not get back early in the game, in this infrastructure. So let's see how this works. The best way to do this, I've found, is click the track button, then go to road, and I'm going to build a bit of a road here. Left click, drag it along. I'm going to build, confirm. I'll build a little block here. I've now built a little square around here, and before I go any further, I'm going to, because the block's a little bit too big, there we are. I've given the AI something to key on now. It will now know roughly what sort of plan, and a simple structure like that allows me later on to put decent bus routes in and to have a decent way of operating something like that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare for that by building some of the transport infrastructure early. I'm going to station, and now I'm clicking on bus stop, and there's a few things I'm going to do. This bus bay bus stop. Now, every bus stop and type of bus stop has advantages and disadvantages. I'll go through them. That is a bus stop which is almost like a road terminal. No road can be built at the end of it. The bus will come up here, stop or pick up passengers, turn around and leave again. So it needs to be like a T-junction off a normal road, or just at the end of a road. And the AI won't build roads going off that, so you know for certain that that's the end of the bus route, which you'll see later in the game is important, because the AI will add to the road sometimes, and you think you've got a bus to stop at a certain point in a road because it ends, but in fact the AI makes the road continue on for miles further, and the bus just wanders off following the new road the AI has put down. So that's handy. Then you have the side road bus stop. These are very handy in certain circumstances, because you can build whatever you want behind them. If there are already a load of buildings here, factories and offices, this isn't going to interfere with them at all. However, they do block, if a bus is stopped at one of those for any length of time, no other bus can pass, no other vehicle can pass. So in your very busiest places, that can be a problem. The third one gets round that by having little bays for the buses to go into. However, you can't put buildings directly behind them because the bay impedes that. And the fourth one is the bus terminus, which is probably only worth having one of these per game, and probably late in the game when you're doing some large bus routes between large towns, but it is handy to have. Buses don't need to go into there for things like conditioning and repair or refueling, so they're just not necessary to have, although they do have some influence. There is some sort of growth influence around this. However, there are much better items you can place to give yourself some growth influence. So I'm going to set a couple of these early on. One there and one there. Now what I'm going to do, the reason I've done that is this is going to be where my businesses are, and this is going to be where my residential is in this small area. And there is an optimum time for buses and trains to pick up people. To go to work it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and to come back from work it's 6 o'clock in the evening. And what you nearly always have to do, unless you are a genius and manage to get some excellent time, like the AI is building some agricultural stuff here now, is to have a bus waiting there till 8 in the morning, not for too long, but perhaps, always making sure it's there, does its stuff, drops off here, but then is waiting there at 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay, now the AI is actually building some residentials there. I'm going to go to construction, and I'm going to build some office buildings, cheap office buildings. One there. And you notice it's taken a lot of my resources, and one, I'd rather have that the other way around. I want the landscape to look subtly different and quite nice, and one there, and there we are, got a couple of office buildings. Now I'm going to increase the time, let it rip. The AI is still building stuff. Let it go for a while till it builds up a bit more, because I'm going to put my head office here as well. Click that back down to slower speed, construction, headquarters, and I normally pick the second headquarters, which is perfectly good for early game. We've got to wait, still not got enough. The AI's built some more houses. Okay. Right, it's the weekend, there we are, just starting to come again. Okay, there it is. There we go. Right, what's the AI built here? It's built a hotel here. So the AI is busy building. Now what I need to do is facilitate this growth even further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on train, which should really just say vehicle. Click on buses and trucks, and once again I've got another list. You've got one list here just for your railed vehicles and one list for your road vehicles. Click on an empty slot, click on buy, and I'm going to have a medium-sized blue bus. In fact, I'm going to buy 2 of them. Confirm purchase, and it fills 00. Confirm purchase again, and it fills 01. This is what I'm going to do. Give this one place. It's very similar. It's now at the end of my mouse pointer. I'm going to stick it there. It's on pause. Now I'm going to use the timetable assistant again for this, and it's just going to go round the edge. Yes, now I'm going to slow it down so it's not too fast. Right, at this bus stop I want it to stop. Now I want it to operating mode. I want a specific departure time. This is my business area, and I want it to leave at 6 o'clock in the evening, which is 1800 hours. I don't want to have a... There we are. Just move that along. And this one. If you do that, if I don't do that, I'm giving it a range which you can leave. I want to leave exactly on that time. Boarding and disembarkation, that's fine. Daily timetable all year round. You know, people might work Saturday and Sunday in these offices, or just want to go to the shops, which I'll also build some shops down here in a moment. So that's fine. Then I can click continue, and off it goes. Now it's going to wait until 1800 hours. Let's have a look, which is going to be a while. Seems like a bit of a waste at the moment. Right, here we go. It's come to this junction. What do I want to do at this junction? I want it to go straight on. And round it goes. It's come to another junction, straight on. It's come here. Right, now I've got a specific departure time, and this is going to be 8 o'clock in the morning. Bring those back a little bit. I'm using the, for the fine control here, I'm using the mouse wheel. Does it by the minute. So I want to leave at 8 o'clock in the morning, all year round, specific time. Okay, continue. It's now going to dip there till 8 o'clock in the morning, which seems like a waste at the moment, but it won't be, because I'm going to have a lot of other stops for it to go at some point in the near future. Just let that whiz through. 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, off it goes. Straight on, continue, and down it goes. And the last one, straight on, continue, close timetable assistant, and then it goes. And there's my first bus. The second bus, I'm going to do exactly the opposite. I'm going to place it this way. I'm going to go the old timetable assistant. It doesn't matter where the bus is. Right, what am I going to do here? I'm going to do exactly the same. However, I want to show you a different way of doing it now. I'm going to click off this. In fact, I want to click off timetable assistant altogether, and I'm going to pause the game and show you a different way of doing it and the control it's got. I'm now going to click on the bus stop. Okay, now this is bus 00, bus selection 01. Operating departure time. Depart at 8 o'clock in the morning. Just move that up to 8. and likewise that one. Just make sure the mouse pointer's over it, and that'll be the one you control. But everything else is as it should be. Okay, that's fine. So that's now how that handles that bus. I can then click on, now if you look at these junctions, this is a bit advanced, but I just wanted to show you this to give you an idea of how advanced this is. Every entrance to this junction has its own set of rules. So I click on this entrance to the junction, and then I make sure I'm looking at bus 1, because 0, 0 and 1, and I want it to go straight on, which is fine. Right, we go round, where's the next junction it's going to come to? I can come out of it. Right, here's another junction, 1, I want it to go straight on. Then it comes to this bus stop. Here's this bus stop again. I want it to do the same thing. Bear in mind, it's just running, one's running clockwise, one is running anti-clockwise. And I want this again to go at departure time at 6 o'clock again. 3, 2, 1, there we go, 6 o'clock. All year round as per usual. Then this junction I want it to go straight on, which it already is set to, and that's that. So I haven't used the helper with this. I haven't used the planner. I've gone to each individual element that bus is going to pass and set them individually. And you can do, when you've got really large structures, being able to do that is great. Every entrance to the junction, not every junction, every entrance where these the zebra crossing bit is, the black and white stripes, every one of those has got its own set of rules. Every platform and station's got its own set of rules. Every traffic light, I'll go down here and show you, and we won't be using these for quite a while, but can have its own set of rules with different, if you click on the arrow here, different defaults. If in the UK we've got green, amber and red, this has blue, amber and red, but you can have the amount of time, and you can set some quite sophisticated rules if you've got roads you want to have preference to other roads and give longer at the lights for and stuff like that. So it really is quite sophisticated. Of course, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I've said all that works. Is it going to work? Let's see. Let's test it. Oh, it's already gone past there. It should be whizzing along here and waiting. Okay, they should both wait there until 6 o'clock. There we go. So it's 3, 4, 5. Off you go. Now, if I put any other stations, any other bus stops along this route, and this will just be the normal ones, by default they're set for any bus that arrives at them will stop. You can change that if you want to, but by default, once they're set, there you go, buses will stop. And I'm sticking a couple in. Hasn't accepted that one. There we go. Because I want the buses to stop and to encourage growth along these roads where there's stuff going on. And I can do another bus to do the inner circle at some other point. Now, I said at the top here I wanted this to be where most of the residences are, and I'm going to seed this area with some residences. Hopefully I can now build an apartment building. Here's the basic apartment building. I'm going to put it just by this bus stop. There you are. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees to add a bit of graphical interest, and when I've got some more, I might have enough there already. 60, yes, I think I have. I'm going to have both apartment buildings up there. There you go. That's used up nearly all the material. So now I've set a definite areas and definite stuff for these buses to do. And there's plenty of slack in the timetable. If you look, they're both waiting for a good few hours, which seems like a waste, but you're better off having the bus at the right time. Okay, so here we are. This is the end of 3. We've now set up our basic little transport route in town. The AI has begun to build stuff as we whiz through, and now's a good time to put this on maximum speed, and you'll see the AI gets cracking and builds more and more stuff quite quickly now. It's just built a load more farms up there, and you'll see this build up and then be used. There you are, it's building all sorts of stuff. I might build some shops in a minute down the bottom as well. That little click is the end of the month on Fast, by the way, you might have just heard. I'm going to do that. Just before I finish this, I'm going to build shop. I'm going to build a supermarket and a petrol station. There's already a petrol station there. Oh no, somebody else got a supermarket there. There's 2 supermarkets, that's fine. Mine will be the one that survives. I'll put you out of business. Running out of construction materials. Wow. going pretty well. So here we are at the end of the third Let's Play. We've set up 2 different zones. We've set up this borough. We've had further away from the station is residential. We've seeded that with apartment buildings. We've put bus stops there to encourage growth. Now you need that. If you imagine the trains are for moving the big stuff and for moving between large boroughs. It's also for moving the goods really, and for making big money for the long journeys later. But when you're within a borough and you just want things to go from A to B, then you're much better off using smaller transport. But without it, growth will be very, very slow. Well, the AI's built a little road off there for some reason. See if it survives. Sometimes they come and they wither on the vine and disappear, but let's see how this pans out over a period of time. Okay, so that's the end of the third Let's Play. We've still got the first little borough coming along nicely. Skritty signing off.